Oh my god. Deary, deary me, oh Cleveland, Ohio. You know, imagine paying $2,000 to get yourself, albeit an average tank. Honestly, I don't understand. I don't understand. Seriously, I don't understand those who think that spending $2,000 on any kind of tank is a good idea. Despite the fact that, yes, you may get over 1 million gold, and you will get yourself the Chieftain prototype, plus the legendary camouflage. But if you think that spending $2,000 is a good idea, well, it's not. It's not. There are so much ways that you can spend the money that you would spend on this thing in the store. And I'm not saying spend $2,000 in the store. I'm just saying you can spend a fraction of that and get yourself something else. For instance, you can get yourself the AMX CDC and the Samoa SM for $44.99. Now you're probably wondering, why don't these tanks have 9 equipment slots? Well, actually they do. They just removed it from the bundle here. They still have 9 equipment slots. But you can get that if you want. You can get yourself a T34 Independence for a lot cheaper, 7,500 gold, or for $13 you get yourself a Tier 8. What else we got? If we look here, some of these tank bundles, you'll see that there are 2 Tier 8 tanks, the Object 274A and the Kayla, plus their legendary camouflages, 12,000 gold. Maybe you want the Kayla on its own, or the Object 274A on its own. Perhaps you want the SU-85I for $10, plus a bunch of other stuff. Maybe you want the Kampfpanzer 70 for $39. Or perhaps you want the Object 777 for $62. My point is, there are so many other tanks that you can purchase from the store for literally a tiny fraction of the price that you would spend to try and get yourself the Chieftain prototype. It just doesn't make any monetary sense. If you think it's a good idea, it is not a good idea. In no way, shape, or form. Look, the AMX 30B is in the store, for God's sake. And you can pick this up for $55 Australian. Now, of course, in the US, it'll probably be about $40 or something. But you can pick up a Tier 10 for literally a fraction of the price. So again, I ask you, is it worth it to splooge all of your money on something that is completely and utterly useless to you in the real world? It doesn't make any sense. Again, imagine spending $2,000 on this thing. And I can say the same thing about the Waffenträger Alfie 100, or as they call it, the Waffen F10. I could say exactly the same thing about that bullshit. The after-party event was a ridiculous reminder about what happens when a company gets a bit greedy and whales decide to take over and instead invest their hard-earned money, or maybe daddy and mummy's money, as they say, in shit that should not be invested in. I.e., of course, I'm talking about that. I find it just ridiculous to me that, you know, that Wargaming introduced all these things, and everyone is not, none the wiser. There were people that spent stupid amounts of money. Stupid amounts of money. For what? What was the point? And like, honestly, the circumstances with that, like the whole premise of that tank when it came out was, you can get this tank in one way and one way only, and that's it. There's no excuses. You can't get this tank any other way. You couldn't get the Waffen by getting charms. No, you had a 3% chance every single time you opened those after-party containers. That was it. That's not really fair, is it? Not a very fair advantage. But surprise, surprise, what do we have here? Well, that's what we have. That's what we have. Now we have this bloody draw, the golden ticket draw. That costs $2,000 to fully complete and get yourself the Chieftain plus 1,160,250 gold. And it's legendary camouflage. If you think that this is worth it by any way, shape or form, please let me know. I would like to know where you got this idea from. That perhaps this is a good idea, that this is exactly what I want. And you know what's funny? When the after party event came out, those whales came out as well and said, yes, we are going to purchase as many of these ID cards as possible. Guess what? They did. And they spent thousands, and I mean thousands of dollars on this freaking thing. I don't understand why they would do this. It doesn't make any sense, does it? And what's crazy to me is people don't really understand why we are angry or why we have this sort of ideology that we need to change something. We're angry because Wargaming have allowed this to happen. They've given us the resources and given us the passageway to openly spend ridiculous amounts of money on the game, and people are dumb enough to take that and basically do exactly that. It just doesn't make any sense, honestly. Actually, you know what? No, it's not weird. It makes total sense. Because Wargaming have allowed, as I said, for all the whales out there and all the idiots that want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on the game to go ahead and just do as they please. By doing stupid draws like this and giving them opportunities to spend their money, Wargaming are winning in this situation. Yes, it may be unethical, it may be unacceptable that they're doing this, but at the end of the day, who's going to stop them? If anything, they're making money from this. I guarantee you they will be making a lot of money from this draw, because there'll be YouTubers like me who are making videos about this draw and basically stating the obvious as to why anyone would even consider spending $100 on this draw, let alone $2,000. And then I remember there are people who spent $3,000 to $4,000 on the after party event to try and get the Waffenträger Alfie 100. Need I say any more? No, I don't think I need to say any more. I think I've said more than enough about this ridiculous draw. My point I'm trying to make is be a bit smarter and work harder. Okay? Don't just please, for the love of God, don't think that this is a good idea to spend your money on this thing or any major event in Blitz where it requires a ridiculous amount of money in order to get the primary prize or the main prize. Yeah, that's not how I would, spend my weekend trying to spend money on a game. I'm sorry, but I think I like to keep my money to myself. Look, I am one of those people that spends money on Blitz. I've spent quite a few $1,000s on Blitz over the course of those years that I've been playing. I'm not ashamed to say that I have. I mean, I am a little bit, to be honest with you. But I will openly admit that I have. And there are others that I know that have spent stupid amounts of money on Blitz. And yet for some reason, they don't regret it. I don't know why. I don't know how they can live with that. Anyway, my point is very simple, okay? It's very, very simple. This is a very simple point. Now, it needs to be made, and it needs to be said. Not everyone that spends money on Blitz is going to be blessed with RNG. You can't guarantee that you are going to get the top prizes. That's not usually how it works. It's not, the more money I spend, the more the what do you call it? The higher the probability is that I'll get a good reward. No, that's not the case. Especially if you're buying crates. If you're buying crates and in the hope that the more you spend, the more rewards you'll get, that's not actually the case. It's false propagation. False appropriation, basically. You have this falsehood that you seem to believe that you'll get the top reward for something that, let's face it, you're never gonna get. You're never gonna get the top reward. It's highly unlikely that you will. So I want to leave everyone with this message. I'm not going to talk about this again, this specific draw. I just thought it was appropriate to mention that there's literally so much things in the store right now that you can buy that are not half bad, that are literally a tiny fraction of the price you'll pay for one fucking tank. Excuse my language, but seriously, for one tank, I still can't believe they're giving us 90 days. No, is it 90 or 80? I can't remember. It's something ridiculous like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, 88 days, 90 days to complete the draw in its entirety. What the frick? Why are you giving us this draw for 90 days? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's got to the point now where I'm literally lost for words. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore because of how ridiculous this looks and how ridiculous this sounds. I can't believe they reintroduced the draw. After we literally hammered them about it, they reintroduced it. It's just hilarious to me. And again, there's going to be people who are going to be dumb enough to spend whatever it is amount of money to get the Chieftain because it's such a rare tank. It's it's just funny. It's so much. It's sad. Don't get me wrong. It's sad that people have this false mentality in their minds that they need to get every tank in the game. But this is not how you do it. Like, the tank will come out eventually in crates or something. You don't need to spend $2,000 of your daddy's money or your own money, for that matter, to get yourself the tank. For God's sake. Just literally, I've done a review of the tank when it first came out, and I literally said, yes, it's pretty decent, it's pretty good, but it's not $2,000 worth, not even $100 worth, right? Maybe if it was $50 or something, okay, I can maybe let it slip, but $2,000, get fucked, mate. Get fucked. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about this draw again. I did have a video on the 60TP, as I said yesterday, ready to go. I was ready to record this video and show you this amazing replay. And then the new update came out, and all the replays that I had, gone skiz. Completely and utterly vanished. So, yeah, that's, yeah, there's that. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. Look after your friends and family. I'll make a video tomorrow probably talking about some new maps and stuff that may be coming. I believe there may or may not be a new event that's coming probably tomorrow. I can't guarantee, but it's the new globe, the poor snow globe thing, whatever the frick it is, that's coming out. That I believe the main reward is going to be the Inquisitor Concept 1. By the way, if you have the Inquisitor Concept 1, go out and play it. I'm going to make a review on the tank. It is, yeah, it's very good. It is very, very good. And I would recommend playing it if you got it. Don't sleep on it, guys. Don't sleep on it. All right, I'm off. Peace out. Bye-bye.